Hello, everybody. Sorry for the break in transmission. I can't explain what happened. I can't explain. We're starting late, but I've been able to reach Mr. Sesan Akinsanya, and I'm inviting him right now to join this live.
Your profile. Oh, but first, um, I'm going to talk about a little bit about what I saw when I checked your company's profile, bonitaslaw.com. There was something I that screams out at um, people the moment they click bonitaslaw.com. I don't know if we'll have time to talk about that, but I'll enjoin everyone to go ahead and check bonitaslaw.com right now. Okay, onto your profile, sir. I'm going to read it out. Okay.
Yes, go ahead
Mr.
and read, and I can talk about anything that you want me to talk about today. And I'm going to be
Thank you, sir.
here.
You're happy to be here. Thank you. Okay. Mr. Sesan Akinsanya is the founder of a customer-centric law firm, Bonitas Law. He is licensed to practice law in Nigeria and Canada. He is a member of the Law Society of Ontario, Canada, and the Nigeria Bar Association. He was called to bar in 1985. His experience is almost equally divided between practicing as an external lawyer and being employed as in-house counsel. He spent 19 years in various positions with Shell Petroleum. He acted as a legal consultant to Deloitte, Ontario, Canada, and was a legal and contract consultant to TikTok. His experience covers corporate commercial law, oil and gas, corporate governance, contracting and procurement, compliance management, entertainment law, mitigation, arbitration, and ADR. He is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, and a member of the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply. Thank you very much. Ahead of your keynote address, I in particular, I feel honored that you're having one of your first, um, should I say, conversations, professional conversations, since your return back to Nigeria. How are you
Yes,
finding life back in Nigeria? I need to ask that.
yes, thank you for
Hello, sir.
uh being for finding me worthy to be the first person you'll be talking to on your program. So I feel honored for that. Um, yes, coming back home. Um, is going back to, what I love doing, being my country. I had to travel for a while because I had some things to do in Canada. So I was there for about 4 years. Now I'm back home, and I'm happy to be back. And yes, I know things are tough for everybody. I always believe that tough time never lasts, but tough people do. So I'm always having a positive outlook to everything. And there's also the saying that when one door shuts, another opens. Or in common
True.
parlance, every disappointment is a blessing. So
Yes.
I'm fine. Things are tough, but uh, we're getting through, and I believe we'll get through. And I believe at the end of the day to be well with us as Nigerians. Maybe I
Amen.
should now move on to what you mentioned in your introduction about my website, which is incidentally is in line with the theme of this discussion. That is
Exactly.
about customer, about clients or consumer, depending on who is looking at it. For me, the reason for existence of any business is because of the clients, or as some will call it, customers, or people who consume your goods, consumers. So without them, you are not in business. As the saying goes, customers are king. So you have to treat them like kings. And that's why what we tend to do are Bonitas law solicitors. We treat our customers as king and try to do everything to please them, to help them to achieve their goals and objective. In that way, make them happy. We keep their loyalty, and we have a longer term business relationship. I mean, when you mention business, people will be wondering, is he not a lawyer? It's law. Why is he talking about business? Running a law firm is a business, and as a law firm, you have your people who patronize your business. Professionally, we call them clients, but it's similar to what other service providers, maybe not professional business, to call customers, or what maybe an average market to call our consumers. So we see it as business, and we try to make sure for our business to survive, for our business to thrive, we try to make sure that we treat our customers as kings, and we serve them. As kings should be served, we serve them.
Okay. Thank you for that introduction. I'm going to say that your response has just given me a pass to asking my first question. And that question is, what do you think about customer service in Nigeria? Could you, that's one. And number two question would be that, would you be able to can you compare customer service in Nigeria now to when it was 4 years ago, before you left for Canada? Can you compare and contrast the difference between customer service in Nigeria now and 4 years ago? Is there a huge difference?
I would have maybe we should put the question in a different way. Instead of comparing Nigeria of 4 years ago to Nigeria of today.
So now, okay.
I would probably say compare Nigeria customer service with other realm. So
okay,
you maybe I want to compare it. Yes, like maybe my experience with Canada, customer service in Canada.
Okay, let's go with that.
Yeah, but maybe in terms of Nigeria, first, Nigeria with Nigeria 4 years ago and now, it's not really been up to scratch in the past. And I would say now, I've not seen any improvements. If anything, I'll probably say it's getting worse. Every day we get services, we get products, and so we are customers to people, and so we have experience as customers with people providing service for us, and then we can judge whether there's any improvement or not. For me, since I came back, there's many things that I've been trying to do my apartment, and of course I have to use service providers like plumbers, like electricians, and all that. And even currently, I'm having a bitter experience with the plumber. He was paid for a job to do. He did the job, but the job is not satisfactorily done. What he came to do, it's not correctly done. And I've been trying to get in touch with him. I've been calling him. He's not been picking calls. I've sent text messages and all that. He's not been replying. I mean, I wonder how somebody will treat his customer that way, and how we will think that I'll come back to him if I have things to do, no matter the quality of the job that you have done. In fact, the quality is bad in the first place, because that's why I'm still calling back. But also how you respond is also important. It's not just the job that you do, how you respond to your customer, how you communicate with them, what you do to make them happy, to satisfy them. They are all important in terms of customer relationship. And this aspect of communication with customer, treating customer like a king is an aspect that is really, really missing in customer relationship.
Lacking in Nigeria.
But that's not to say that it's all the same with service provider. As I'm talking about the plumber, I also had somebody that came to work on my inverter at home. And as far as I'm concerned, he has done excellently well. So I won't put everybody in the same
box. Okay.
Box, yes. Yeah. So, but by and large, many people are not. They are not alive to their responsibility. It's either that they are not properly trained in this aspect of the job, or they just feel that all they need to do is do their job. Without really communicating, without really trying to delight the customer, without really thinking of future, without really thinking that there are competitions out there. So that has been my experience, Nigeria 4 years ago and now. Here and Canada is totally different. I'll give specific examples. In Canada, if I ask for a service provider to come and provide a service and we agree on a time, the guy will be there exactly that time. If he's not going to make it, he will send a note and give me an advance notice that he cannot make it. The reason why this is important is that when you are giving a time to somebody, you are already allocating time for that person. And the next time, outside the time you are allocated for that person, if for some other things, maybe a meeting with another person, maybe some other thing that you need to do, and then that is also you are committed to another person. But this guy that is not meeting his own commitment to you will now impact on all your plans, that follow that, which is really not good. That is one example.
So there's a lack. There's a dearth of professionalism in customer service.
Very lacking. Very lacking.
Huge one.
Really lacking. Yeah.
So
the other aspect,
I don't know. Yes. Go ahead, sir.
It's probably maybe a product or service that you are not satisfied with. I'll just give you a good example that's common to everybody. We all eat, we order food. In Nigeria now, I know people also now order food online, and that is common in Canada. You order food, and if what you order for is not what they give you, or you are not satisfied with that order, all you need to do is just complain to the service provider. And in Canada, what they will do in response is probably refund your money, and with sincere apologies and everything. And some will even say they will apart from it, they will just give you something extra, just to kind of ameliorate the hurt that's possibly going to happen as the result of that. Just to comfort you for that lack of professionalism. So they will just give you something in return, in exchange, and they may not charge for it. So, but here in Nigeria, if you complain, argument between you and the person, and they were thinking that they are doing you a favor. So that is that's another lack of professionalism. If you go to banks, instead of banks, a friend of mine had an experience with a bank not long ago. One of the bigger banks. She transferred her money, and the money did not get to the person that was supposed to go to. And instead of them apologizing and all that, they're giving excuses. That even saying, "Oh, it's another department, it's Lagos, it's that." One company, you are talking about another department, so you are tossing your customer between departments, or they will not say, "Oh, go and meet the other bank." The other bank, your customer is not customer to the other banks; it's customer to you. Instead of your customer, you are tossing them around. How do you expect the customer to be loyal to you with that sort of experience? So a lot needs to be done, and I think a lot needs to be done in terms of training. Maybe for us, maybe it's a cultural thing, a cultural thing, but if it's a cultural thing, I think it's a culture that needs to be changed quickly. Because customer service, good customer relationship is good for business, and bad customer relationship is bad for business.
So for Nigeria to improve, Nigerian professionals or businesses to improve their customer service, you're advising training and cultural practices.
Yeah, cultural practice is not really for the company. That's a general thing for Nigerians. Yes, companies need to train. Also, I mean, it start with their policy on customer relationship. They need to have a strategy for customer relationship. So the strategy will now determine everything that follows, including training. So the strategy will be, how do you want to relate to customers? And you are going to state that. And that will be part of your policy. And of course, in crafting your targets for your staff, that is part of the goals. There are goals that you evaluate them, against. So if you are failing in their relationship with customers, obviously that should affect their progression in the company. So you have to have order, you have to train him. Yes, you have to build that culture. Also, I mean, apart from the Nigerian culture within the company, you have to build that culture of good, delighting customer relationship. And you need to have a way of making customer, I mean, your staff to know that this is the way you want things to be done, and for them to do it that way. Then the training and retraining will now help them to vibe that culture.
Yes, and there are several organizations who offer this customer service training, but I think that organizations, they tend to think they can do it all by themselves. They get the best staff without, checking their histories and whatnot. They hire HR consultants and, try to infuse that customer service training in their portfolio. But I don't think that's the way to go. But we have to, we can't force organizations to take customer service trainings, but we can recommend, and we'll keep having these difficult conversations. Thank you for properly analyzing.
Before you go, it's not about forcing them. It's about them knowing that how they treat their customer impacts their bottom line. Either positively or negatively. So it's good for their business to treat their customers properly. It is good for business. So it's not force, it's for them to grow as a business, is to enable them achieve their objective and goals as a business. Then they need to help the customer to achieve his own goals as well. Then they all grow together. And then build the loyalty that is required for repeated patronage and recommendation, and telling other people about their business and referrals.
This is the norm, but I have hope, especially with these conversations, that Nigeria will get there. Oh, and sir, I need to apologize for my video being off. I'm trying to see if it goes off, if it's going to improve the quality of this session. Hello, sir, did you hear what I said?
What are you saying? I should stay on?
No, yes, please stay on. I only switched off my videos so
Okay,
that the
I'm still
quality of
live.
this session will
So,
be better than it was when it was on. Yes,
okay, I'm
you
on.
are.
So, I'm
So
hearing you
just
loud and
remain
clear.
like
If you
that.
still have
Don't
any question,
worry.
I'm here.
Yes, we're having our conversation. Yes. Okay, so I'm back again now. But if it starts freezing, I may. Okay, so
Okay,
I have
I'm
another
fine.
question. I have another question, and it's about difficult clients. How do you, how does your organization and you directly handle difficult clients? Have you ever had
Uh,
any difficult clients?
yes, the question you're talking about difficult clients. The first
Yes.
question is, why do you think the client is difficult? Uh,
Oh,
yeah, because like at the
okay.
beginning I said, customers, clients are king. You have to treat them as kings because they are
Yes.
bringing business to you.
Yes.
So difficult, you have to find out why you think they are difficult. Find out what the issues really is.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, between you and the customer, there's a contract.
Yeah.
You know, it may be written or not written, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a contractual relationship. Come and do the job for me, and I pay you so much amount. So those are clear things of what's supposed to be done and amount to be paid. So you might say difficult clients will be somebody calling to come and do a job and is not paying
Mm-hmm.
what you have agreed. So that could be a difficult thing. Or maybe you have to do a job, and before you can do the job, the customer is supposed to provide A, B, C, and D, and it's not providing A, B, C, and D. So you can't do the job. It's impacting on your ability to do the job. I think in any relationship, one thing that is very key, that everybody talks about, I'm sure you can guess what it is. It's that, even in marriage, everybody always say it. Oh,
What's that?
what's that? Guess.
No, I can't guess. No, no. I can't
Communication.
guess.
Communication,
Oh,
communication, communication.
okay.
So the difficulty might arise from you not understanding each other properly. So you need to
Okay.
be very transparent, have open communication, and always keep uh, the clients up to date on what is happening. And of course, in your communication, you should be respectful. You know, you don't get rude to customer. I mean, like now, the diploma that I talked about, I have sent a couple of emails, texts, and all that, and the guy is not replying me. So obviously, I'm not happy. And a
Sure.
customer that's not happy is potentially a lost customer. And of course, some professionals or service providers put a review section. So you can imagine the kind of review I will give it. So communication is important. For him, he needs to communicate. He ought to have communicated to me. This is the reason I couldn't come as planned. You need to call if you are going to make. If you're not going to miss an appointment, you need to
You
communicate.
have to reschedule. Yes.
Yes, you have to reschedule. So communication is important in dealing with. So if you think that I'm the one that's difficult, for example, because we're talking about difficult
Mm-hmm.
clients now, he has to state why he thinks I'm being difficult. No, not necessarily accusing me of being difficult. He has to say a reason why he's not acting the way I'm expecting him to act. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you haven't paid what we agreed, or the time
That
I'm
is very
supposed,
important.
yeah, or the time I'm supposed to be there that we agreed. I came, I didn't see anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, communication is very, very important. I don't say because he hasn't paid or he's not there when he's supposed to be there, then he
And then you
just treats
disappear.
him, yes, just treats him anyhow. like the example I gave about Canada, that when you order things and they are not able to, they don't even argue with you. They
Mm-hmm.
just replace. They just give you back what you asked for. I have similar experiences with Uber as well. I ordered a car via Uber, and this time around it was in France. Well, Uber is the same organization. And
Everywhere.
when the vehicle that came couldn't, take my luggage. I had to take my luggage.
Mm-hmm.
And the car that I brought is too small. And so you have to leave, and I was still charged for it. And I just go back to Uber and I said, why are you charging me for this?
I didn't
And
take the ride.
yes, and they apologized, and they remove it, the charges. So that is how to treat customers king. You know, you have to communicate instead of saying, "Oh, you're a
So,
difficult person" and all that. They acted,
so yes, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I
Yeah.
wanted to
So
say, so you're saying that there is no difficult client.
there can be difficult clients, but you need to communicate. You need to communicate as
There
long as
should be
it's not.
communication,
Yeah, there should be clear communication on
clear
the because the
communications.
client may not even be aware of what you think is a difficulty. So you need to explain
Okay.
and explain it in a very very simple, clear manner because you want to keep the clients. And I can assure you, if you do the right thing in terms of the way you relate to the customer and all that, I think the so-called difficulty that you are saying will not be there. But also in terms of difficulty, I mean, it doesn't mean that a customer should not do anything and he should just take it. And I mean, like I said, there's a contract. So the only
Yes.
reason why you probably would not just end it is if you think that, okay, by the contract, this guy is not going to comply with the terms of the contract, then you can just end the relationship, giving clear reason why it is ending, you know. So that's the way to act, rather than just
So
saying,
there must be a contract between the organization, the business owner, and the customer,
there's
formal
always a
or
contract.
informal.
Yeah, exactly. There's always a contract, formal or informal. If you are buying, even if you go out to the supermarket, there something that you want to buy, and the implied contract that what you are picking, you are going to pay for it. So that
Yes.
the contract. So though you didn't sit down together to first of all draft a contract before you enter the supermarket and pick things. Well, the contract is
Yes.
implied that you buy, you take things, you pay for it.
Yep. You give, you
So
buy.
yeah, you pay for it. So assuming the client now takes something and doesn't want to pay, obviously that's a breach of the contract. So that's a
Yes.
difficult customer, and you just have to know that. Sorry, you can't take it out without paying for it. Simple as that. So it's just simple communication. And
Okay.
you will be polite in the way you talk to him so that next time also I will come to you because you will know that it's him that caused the breach of the relationship or the contract, not you. So communication is actually the key thing there. So
Yes.
maintain
Communication.
brand, loyalty, customer loyalty.
Okay. Okay. I think you've indirectly answered my next question, which says, how do you think a business owner can keep loyal customers? You mentioned one, which is communication. Are
Yeah,
there other things you think a business owner should do to keep
communication
loyal
is key,
customers?
as you said. Communication is key. Uh,
Okay.
Knowing their needs is very important for you to know the need of the customer, so that whatever service you are providing will help them meet that need. So
Okay.
if you know your customer, these are their goals, and whatever you are doing, help them to achieve their goals, then you do that so that
Okay.
their goals are met. Um,
Okay.
in terms of rewards, I mean, you can always have rewards in terms of token of appreciation to customers. you know, maybe some organizations, all they do is probably just know your birthday, and they just wish you happy
Yes, and they send
birthday,
text messages.
which means, it shows you that they care about you. Or some, yeah,
Yes.
even go to the anniversary of marriage and all that, and just wish you happy
Mhm.
anniversary. During festive periods, you can give them some token, maybe a pen with your logo and everything, just to remind them that you're there for them and you care for them.
Mhm.
So all that helps you to keep brand loyalty. And of course, when there are issues between you, how you treat them also matters. And I think
Okay.
we talked a lot about that earlier.
Yes. We also talked about customer service in Nigeria earlier, but I should ask you if you think that customer service will ever improve in Nigeria. Will customer service ever improve? Do you see a future where customer service will improve in Nigeria?
Well, as I told you when I was talking about myself, I'm always a positive-minded person. So
Mm-hmm.
I always pray for the best and hope for the best and believe the best will happen. Uh,
Especially for Nigeria, everybody
yes,
likes
Nigeria, customer service will improve in Nigeria. All the things that we are complaining about in Nigeria will also improve. Apart from just saying, oh, positive minded. There are
Yeah.
there are signs that we're seeing that you can say. If in fact that me and you are talking about it now and others are listening, I
Mm-hmm.
believe will make positive impacts on customer service. And there are a lot that government is also doing in terms of
Mm-hmm.
improving consumer, customer, clients experience. I mean, we have this
Sure.
Standard Organization of Nigeria, we have Nigerian Communication Commission,
Mm-hmm.
which are trying to regulate the kind of service provided by
Mm-hmm.
communication companies to their customers, ensure that they do the right thing. And where they don't do the right thing, they can be reported and we
Fine.
can investigate and sanction them.
Yeah.
The CBN
Yeah.
as well does the same thing with the banks. So, and
Mm-hmm.
there are also laws, that cover all these things, and people.
Oh, which brings me to my next question, sir, about
So
laws.
people just need to be aware of their rights and take action concerning when their rights as consumers are are breached, and and uh,
Yeah.
and all that should improve. So for the law side, that is kind of enforcement and making people do what they ought to do, forcing them. That's what the law is all about. Why organizations themselves have to adopt the policies that we talk about in order to improve their own bottom line. So they shouldn't wait for the law. They should
They
know
shouldn't
that,
wait for the law.
yeah, the organization should wait for the law for them to do the right thing with their customers. They should know that it's good for their business, and they should just do the right thing. They shouldn't wait to be reported to
Okay.
regulators. That's what I mean.
Okay.
I
So,
mean,
so
I have a bank. I won't advertise for any bank, but I have three banks, and that is one that
okay.
I have absolute trust in their service. And
Total
on the
trust.
other hand, said,
You have total trust in a bank.
yes, there's a bank that I say, yeah, maybe more than 80% trust in them, at least
Okay.
regarding their performance, regarding their customer relationship, everything, the way they treat me as a customer, they treat me as a king. Our customers are
Hmm.
supposed to be treated as a king.
I'm going to privately chat you to ask you for the name of that bank. But if I've had
If you
any
want the name of the bank, I
experience.
will. I mean, that's positive. We are helping them to advertise. I'm helping them to
No,
advertise.
I
If you
don't
don't
want
mind,
I don't
I
want
will. But I
um
won't. I won't give a name of a bank that is.
no, let's not share it. Let's not advertise for them. They will pay us to
Yeah.
talk about. Brands will be us to come on this show. Okay, and so I want to ask, because you talked about it, confirming that there are actually laws protecting consumers, and I know that the FCCPC
Yeah.
are one of the organizations protecting consumers. I know
Okay.
you said they need to improve. I know you said organizations, their agencies for consumers, but are there laws? I think a number of us would like to know if there are laws protecting the rights of consumers. If there are, can we get like specifics or where to get them so that consumers and not just business owners who watch this conversation or listen to this conversation can find them and be adequately equipped, consumer and business owner, like on future transactions?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier on, there are regulators, which are, you can call the general one, maybe Standard Organization of Nigeria, for example, which cover everywhere. But there are also industry regulations. You have the Nigeria Communication Commission, set up to handle complaints regarding telecom. We have NADAC,
Yeah.
which, acts and regulates and make sure that products for consumers are safe to consume and of good quality. So there's that. Of course, I mentioned the CBN Act also. So there also, there is also the Consumer Protection Council set up under the, another law on consumer protection. So all these are there for people to use to ventilate their issue. Yeah. Maybe you can always file complaint to any of these bodies I just mentioned. And, those bodies have power to impose sanctions. They have power of investigation. They can actually ask for the products to be replaced, and then they can impose sanctions on organizations that are in breach. Yeah.
I remember FCCPC. I don't know if it's early this year or late last year. They fined a very, very big organization to the tune of $110 million for breaching the law. And I was like, really? Wow. So you people are doing.
Yeah, but for them to do it, all of us have a role to play. We have to complain because the complaint that will now catalyze the investigation and action to be taken. So
I think a lot of consumers need to be doing that. We need to
so we don't just accept anything from these people.
Yes. On a Twitter space recently, I talked to consumers and I told them that based on what several banks did to consumers, have been doing to consumers recently, we can just come together and file a class action suit against them for some of these experiences that they've been giving us. Insane crimes, class action suits actually hold water. But I don't know about Nigeria. Do you think that class action suits?
Yes, it does. In Nigeria, you can
really
class action. And what is called in Nigeria is usually joint action. So it's not common in Nigeria. If you have common
any
interest.
class action suits that's yielded positive fruit?
Many have, but it may not really be regarding or consumer protection issue. For example, in the Niger Delta,
Yes.
you know, there are many companies that operate in the region, and maybe assuming there's a spillage, for example, to affect several people. So many people do join together to find regarding consumers that have common complaint. Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm so sorry.
So it's possible. It's just that Nigerians, I think, we typically sleep on our rights. I'm not.
Okay. So you hear it, everybody. Let's go out and report this. Let's go out and report
Sure.
that are stressing us out, and
Yeah,
where
I
it
think
goes from there.
yeah, everybody needs to. We shouldn't be sleeping on our rights, basically.
No, we should not, and we should make money while we are fighting for our rights too, because they're going to be fined. They should be fined for every stress they put us through.
Sure.
I think that's one of the ways that customer service in Nigeria can improve. When an organization knows that, oh, the customer is going to report and there's something that is going to, a swift response by the agency regulating them or ensuring that customers are protected.
The regulators have a role. Every one of us have our own roles as well.
Yes. Okay. I think we've come to the end of this talk. I don't want to keep you long. I know you have a keynote address. I need to talk about it briefly, not too much though. Everyone, Mr. Sesan Akinsanya has a keynote address tomorrow at an LCCI event. I'm so privileged. I feel honored that you you came on this talk, and I want to thank you very, 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 very much for joining us. I hope you come back to this live or this talk, and I promise I'll have even better, interesting questions to ask. Or we may even turn it around. You may have questions for me to
Sure.
answer
Why not? Why
on
not?
customer service. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you everybody for joining. And for future viewers, thank you. Please don't forget to find out about the event that Mr. Sesan Akinsanya is going to be giving a keynote address tomorrow, November 19th. So I'll see you at the next.
The event is tomorrow at Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry Office, Victoria Island.
Do you want to talk about the event tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be speaking at the event, and it's also on a very important topic. It's on sustainable development and how professionals can help to grow strong institutions. So I'll be there tomorrow along with other speakers. It's starting from 9 to 2 o'clock. So if you want to join, just once you go to, if you Google CCI events, I'm sure you probably get to see it. And yeah, you're welcome.
And join.
And thank you, Madam Jane, for inviting me. I'm pleased to be here. Really my pleasure.
I'm not Madam Sao. I'm not yet Madam. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I really, really, really appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and end this slide now on this note and invite you, especially you, sir, Mr. Akinsanya, to join our future conversations.
Sure. I'm always available. Just let me know. Give me adequate notice.
I hope you enjoy this conversation
I
through life.
it's beneficial to me too. So it's good.
Okay.
We're learning from each
Okay.
other.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.